Hi, I'm Melissa Walker. Thank you for taking the time to consider being part of the Build campaign. I'd like to take a minute to talk with you about why our family is choosing to be part of this campaign. For me, I always grew up in a Christian home and was always taught lessons about God's faithfulness. For some reason, it took until the beginning of the Believe campaign for me to truly understand the importance of God's faithfulness applying to finances. I'll never forget at the beginning of the Believe campaign, we went to a session at Kirk and Carol McNeil's house, and Cheryl Dickerson talked to us about how once in the Bible, God challenges us to test him. And at that point, we realized that we were really giving to God off of the bottom of our barrel, that we were not making God a priority, but instead were giving to him whatever we had left at the end of each month. And so at that point, we really made a drastic decision to start tithing and start giving to the Believe campaign. And at that point, we, for the first time ever, gave God the first 10% of our income. This was really exciting for us and felt very joyful to be giving in this way and to make Christ a priority in our finances and our life for the first time. And then came the real test. Just a short month after we made this decision to begin tithing to the church, we realized that our son Ty was going to need some significant medical expenses that we were not prepared to make, and we found out that the medical expenses he needed were the exact same amount that we had just committed to making to the church every single month. And that made us extremely angry at God, and we really struggled with the decision between whether God would really want us to withhold medical expenses for our son or withhold what we had just committed to him at the church. We really struggled with praying through that, and we're reminded over and over again that he has never failed us in the past, and he would continue to be faithful to us through that time. So what I guess I'm looking for from you guys is to think about what you might be called to. Are you called to be comfortable? Are you called to be faithful followers? Are you able to join us in being faithful followers to Christ? I know in return that God will bless you and care for you and provide for you for your needs. I am incredibly excited and passionate and honored to help lead this legacy for our church, and I know that it will be an exciting journey for all of us. Thank you for being part of this.
Hi, my name is Dana Gashan. My wife Kate and I support the Build campaign because this is something we truly believe in. Kate's family has deep roots here, and our daughter is the 5th generation of her family to attend this church. After becoming involved in various ministries, we've seen a great need for change in order to succeed in winning souls for Christ. As the community changes, we as a church also must change. Kate and I want our daughter to grow up and have the amazing connections to this church that we have, and we want her to have facilities that will help her rather than hinder her, to connect with the youth of the congregation and the youth of the community. Jesus tells us where our treasure is, our heart will be also. Our desire is to serve and honor Christ with all aspects of our lives, including our finances. By giving to the Build campaign, we believe we are bringing our treasure to Jesus to spread the gospel and grow the kingdom of God. We're not wealthy people, and the money we give to this campaign will require us to make some sacrifices. However, my desire as a husband and a father is to model the love of Christ, who made the ultimate sacrifice for the world. We know it will be difficult at times, but we know God provides for his children. He will make sure we have everything we need. Jesus said in Matthew 6:33, "Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and these things will be added to you." I want my family more than anything to experience this, and that's why we are honored and privileged to support the Build campaign. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Eula Wood, and my husband is Neil, and we were married in this church in 1949, which figures out to be 64 years. And when we first started talking about building a new church, we weren't in favor of it. We got to thinking, you know, our daughters were baptized here, they were confirmed and married in this church, and we only live 2 blocks away. So why should we drive 5 miles to get to church when we can just walk? But then we started praying about it, and we thought about the people that built this church over 100 years ago, and if they had the foresight to build this building and put it together so that we would have a place to worship, we wanted to do the same thing for future generations. And we just prayed about it, and we saw an item on the list of things that you could do in memory of someone or in honor of someone. Well, we wanted to do something in memory of our daughters. So we picked out an item that we wanted, and we made our pledge, and we just hope that the rest of you will find something on that list, or just plain make a contribution to this building fund and support it. And we just ask that you do this with prayers in your heart, and we just would like to have you join us in this Build campaign. Thank you very much. There's just one thing I would like to add to this. Neil and I both are in our 80s, and we figure we probably won't even be available to see this church built, but we still want to support it because we know it's a very worthwhile cause and we need it in our community.